Hey everyone, so it's last unit of Unit 7, Lesson 9. So this one's fairly straightforward, the video should be pretty short. What we're looking at today is just a graphic organizer that should help you prepare for the axes paragraph, which is one of your two assessments at the end of this unit. So in terms of essential questions, it's all of them. They really do kind of go in an order that prepare you for number 6, which number 6, of course, is the question that you answer in your axes paragraph. Our key skill here is really organization. You use this when you write your axes paragraph to make sure that your ideas are organized, going from what is your argument or your claim, providing evidence and analysis, and doing so with a clear progression of ideas. Ultimately, our objective today is to just prepare you for the test. So let's look at Google Classroom to see the resources that are there. Right, so this is lesson 9, so World War II writing charts. You'll click on this one right here. You have a copy of it for yourself. And ultimately, here is what we have. So I chose 2 of the essential questions, and by completing these charts, it should sort of give you ideas on what you could be writing about and flesh out those ideas, so when you go to write it, they're pretty much already ready to go. So, essential question number 3 is, how did the US federal government respond to this national crisis? So we just have to answer the what of World War II happened, right? Hitler invaded Poland, and how did the US government respond? I've given you 3 possible approaches for how the US government responded. There are others that you could write about instead, but I think these are the 3 biggest ones. In terms of our policy before joining World War II, that policy was isolationism. There was a whole lesson on it. During war, I'm providing sort of a decision that happened on the home front and then a decision that happened abroad. So one response was putting Japanese Americans in concentration camps. That was at home. A decision abroad was the use of the atomic bomb, or our military strategy, which you had a lecture on. For that chart for question number 3, essentially you are just summarizing what each of these were, so you can aggregate ideas on what you're ultimately deciding was the appropriate decision or not, either direction on any of those things, which leads us down to number 6, which is of course the axes prompt. What you're going to do here is you can use those topics that were up there in essential question number 3 and choose 1 or 2 of them. Right? So you could do 3 if you want, but in your axes paragraph, the ones that are better written will probably assess more than one thing that makes the response appropriate or inappropriate. I mean, if you did one topic, you'll probably be fine, but better responses will have more of those decisions the government had to make. So right here, you're just deciding topic 1, topic 2. You can use those ones up there and lead through the process. So decide, was what we did here, based on the details you put right here, the appropriate response or inappropriate response? Highlight which one you think it is. And then you can go back to the work you did in the lesson. Remember, there was at least 1 lesson on each of those things. Provide examples and evidence that support your decision that the government did the appropriate correct thing or the inappropriate wrong decision and how they move forward with it. So try to find a few reasons or claims there, and that's ultimately the evidence that you will be providing when you write your axes paragraph. Last step here, giving you a little help with thesis development. What I noticed from grading the Unit 6 work is that developing thesis statements appears to be our weakest skill at the moment, so I wanted to give you a bit more structure. So if you want more structure to try and do a better job on that thesis, what I suggest you do is kind of follow the structure, the organization I provided for you right there in bold. So what this says is it uses the language of the prompt to reword it, and you insert where you put in your topics and your reasoning. So it says, during World War II, the government responded to this national crisis in an inappropriate or an appropriate way. You choose one. Through its, name the topic, so Japanese American internment, use of the atomic bomb, any of those things. Because this policy, and then tell me what that policy did that made it appropriate or inappropriate. So notice, you have to answer the prompt directly. You have to provide at least 1 topic that made it appropriate or inappropriate, and describe what about it was appropriate or inappropriate, all in 1 contained sentence, and you'll be good to go right there. All right, that's it. So again, this is just to prepare you for the axes, which we saw in the directions right there. You're organizing things for yourself. You're really working with all of the essential questions, but I highlighted 3 and 6 on this assignment because I feel like it's a nice progression, and you should be better ready for the assessment if you do this. All right, folks, that's it. You'll see me next time. Until then, bye.